So here we go. San Diego Dynasty is going to take on Edmonton Impact right now. Must-win situation for San Diego Dynasty. They lost their first game to Art Chaos, and it was a close one, though. So right now, let's see here on the breakout. Looking at San Diego Dynasty on your screen right now, and Edmonton Impact. Pocket play for them, doubling up both those bunkers there in the center. You can see on your screen. And they're gunfighting. Able to make it out, though, on the D side, now into D2 for Edmonton Impact. No one on the snake side for them. Now Yakimek is able to make his way out here. And then here comes San Diego Dynasty. And it looks like
Alex Fragi over there in the snake. Looking across the field, but Justin Rabakov still able to get into that Dorito 1.
Oh, it looks like Yosh Rao dying out of that doubled up spot with Ryan Greenspan. So Yosh is going to take the walk. That's going to open up things on the D side a little bit. Just Greenspan's gun is keeping Impact from pushing on the D side. They're in the 50-yard line, Dorito. But they have Alex Fragi. Dynasty has Alex Fragi on your screen right now. He's in the 50-yard line on the snake side, putting pressure towards that center and sucking up some guns.
You know, I like seeing this cross the field battle. You know, get both people in the 50s, they can't see each other, but they both have the position to make the game breaker.
And Chris, we've seen this a couple times, man, as the morning division has started to play out, is one team will get in the 50 on the D side and the other team will get to the 50 on the snake side. So right now, Alex Fragi's playing that whole bunker. You can see there the two players in the backfield trying to help out Alex Fragi. Brandon Short scurries out behind Alex into the insert bunker, snake side, put a little bit more pressure on that D side.
Oh, he takes one.
Alex Fragi getting shot by Zach Yakimek.
One thing I like about this field, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you can't just dominate. You get in the snake, you're not going to shoot everybody. You know, you got to work for it. You got to get some support at the center. They got to come down the Dorito side.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a team effort, and I'm really looking forward to see this tournament progress. Oh, it looks like Ryan took one.
Yeah, you're not going to be given too many kills out here, man. You're going to have to earn all your kills. You're going to have to punch the clock, play the whole bunker, and most importantly, win gunfights. Look at that. Zach Yakimek, he gets shot out. I think that might have been Ryan Greenspan picking him up. That was the first death for anyone on Impact, so it's 2 on 4 right now. Not looking good for San Diego Dynasty to start this game out. Dominant field position for Impact. Oh, but Justin Rabakov.
Justin Rabakov, but there goes Brandon Short. Ryan Greenspan wraps around real quick and picks up
look at that
Zane.
shot. Look at that shot.
Ryan Greenspan is still wilding out here, and it looks like, I think there's still 2 players left alive for Impact.
Why would you go there is what I want to know.
I think Brian is still alive.
He is. Oh, in the goggles. Nice shot, though. He gets a shot on number 81 there, Josh Hermet.
Wow, so Ryan Greenspan doing anything he possibly could.
I think, did he shoot him or no?
I don't know.
He didn't get him.
Yeah, he didn't get him. So Justin Cornell, last body left alive here for Edmonton Impact. But, you know, for a second, it was 2 on 4. Ryan Greenspan and Brandon Short, last players left alive for San Diego Dynasty, but somehow, some way, Ryan Greenspan was able to get a couple of those kills, but it wasn't enough, and Edmonton Impact still, hey, man, you just need one body alive.
Man,
just keep one body alive left to hang that flag.
The kills that he got there.
There's a chance.
The kills that he got there were pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, as Zane Yakimek came running down the field, wrapped all the way around and shot him real quick. It looked like Rainey Stanzak was having a conversation with the referee. It looked like he got, like he was telling the referee that he got shot in the back because he started attacking. And I heard a horn. Rainey stopped, and then he was telling the referee it looked like he got shot from the other field, coming over and hit him in the back of the head. But at least that's what it looked like from up here. Look at this game matchup between Edmonton Impact and San Diego Dynasty. Dynasty, we know, with full bars.
Well, I think we need to move. We need to move since that last event. I think we need to move those bars over for Edmonton Impact on finishing, defending as well too.
I gotta agree with that too.
Yeah, defending for sure, finishing for sure.
Yeah,
they won.
So I got to give, honestly, with this matchup, you know, with Dynasty winning MAO on a layout very similar to this, and Impact winning that last event, you got to call this one a dead heat. Really, this is, you know, just flip a coin to see who's going to win this one, because I really can't give an advantage to either team here, as both of these teams have won an event. Both of these teams are stacked with stars. Both of these teams have, you know, they're traveling around, playing paintball everywhere. And, you know, Dynasty really, they got some guys that go and guest for other teams. Oliver and Ryan are playing for the Polar Bears, and Blake is playing for, do you remember who Blake's playing for over in Europe? Blake's playing for a team over there.
I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, so, I mean, but, and then Impact has won every single event in Europe this year. But Dynasty, really, they put, you know, I mean, this is the biggest league in the world, so, you know, putting a lot of effort and time into being one of the best teams out here, winning the series championship last year and winning a second event. So But right now, Impact up by 1 over San Diego Dynasty, 17:02. We just got rolling here. 20 minutes of regulation time. Now Oliver Lang attacking up the center. We saw him do such a good job in their first event first game that they played.
One player going down right now on Edmonton Impact. You saw on your screen, Dynasty right there shooting down the lanes, trying to get out here to the side of the snake, taking one player off Edmonton Impact on that Dorito side of the field, Todd.
Yeah, Zane getting shot, going to that little cake. Oliver Lang up in the middle on the snake side in that second can. But Impact, you know, we talk about their defending statistic. You know, they're able to lose a body and communicate just like Dynasty does very well. You know, hold their lanes, pick up players trying to make moves. Here comes Glenn Takamoto attacking through the middle. He's going to get into the second Dorito tower. He's got Tyler Harmon and Greenspan behind him. Looks like Oliver Lang may have caught a ball. Yes, Oliver Lang. I think that was from Rainey Stanzak as Oliver came across from the snake can on into the wing on the snake side. Harmon bumping out of that cake and getting into the Dorito 1. Justin Rabakov still locking off that Dorito side from the snake can, asking for some help from Zach Yakimek. Josh Wimette and Rainey Stanzak doubled up in that first Dorito tower. Wimette kind of going back and forth. Rainey maintaining that lock.
Yeah, even on the body count right now, but better field position for San Diego Dynasty with Glenn Takamoto up in the center, trying to lock off that D side of the field. He's kind of been going back and forth, but now devoting his gun towards that D side. You're looking at that back line of Impact, struggling to get out, man. They're still stuck, doubling it up in that stand-up temple there on your screen. Dynasty, a little bit more breathing room for them. They have Tyler Harmon in D1. So they are putting the pinch right now on Edmonton Impact, who has to suck into those bunkers, stay alive, and work their way out. But that means that Dynasty is going to have to drop a lane. You can see Dynasty locked into those lanes, trying. They know what's up. They know that Impact is stuck in those bunkers. They don't want to let them out alive.
And Todd, you know, you play this field a lot, and you're one of the better coaches out there. How hard is it to get out of that pocket outside once you're set in these spots right now?
Thanks, Chris. It's actually kind of difficult, you know.
No bueno.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult. Yeah, I mean, if you know you got the field position like Dynasty does, then you can just sit there and pound those edges. But I mean, those are good spots to fight out of. Referee running in. Take a look at Glenn Takamoto as Glenn had got shot. Kyle Spica gets shot.
They lost two really quick there, Matty, too, and here comes another one.
Hey, we talked about the strength of the gunfight. You have to win your gunfights on this field, and look at this. Impact trapped in the pocket. Dynasty with the field advantage out wide, loses 3 gunfights in a row, which opens it up. Tyler Harmon, the only player left alive, and he's looking at too many guns, and he gets shot at his bunker as well. So Impact is going to put another point on the board. So some couple mistakes there as far, I mean, you know, you can lose 1, you can lose 2 and still have a chance, but when you lose 3 bodies at the same time, and you're playing against a team like Edmonton Impact, you're going to lose that point for sure.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, as we're talking about them being trapped in there, that's how you get out of the pocket.
Win gunfights.
Textbook.
Shoot everybody.
Textbook.
Yeah, shoot everybody. Win gunfights, and then they didn't even need to make it out. They just won gunfights. Yeah, so this game brought to you by Contract Killer. Go to Fight Life Sports. You know, they've been moving into MMA and jiu-jitsu as well, too, making it the complete Fight Life brand alongside with paintball. Been in paintball for a long time. You know, check out their Instagram. Go to CK Fight Life and their Facebook, Contract Killer Clothing, to check out, man. They do some insane custom laser etching work for teams like Art Chaos, Houston Heat, Seattle Thunder, and Infamous. So I know you guys have all seen those Infamous and Art Chaos, Houston Heat guns. And that's CK, man. That's Contract Killer doing that crazy laser engraving. So if you want some custom laser engraving work for your team's guns, definitely hit up Contract Killer.
I think I still have shorts that Chris gave me one time. I mean, these things, his designs are amazing.
Well,
and
Chris Corsino, you know, really doing a great job of moving into MMA. You know, obviously with, you know, he's really into that, and I mean, there's a direct parallel there. You know, obviously it's a different type of combat sport, a lot more contact, obviously, but you know, a lot of parallels in fans, man. I love MMA and love that brand, so definitely support the people that are supporting us. Check out Contract Killer. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, all right, I wanted to bring you an update from the Challenger Field. As I told you before, the first game on the Challenger Field was X Factor versus Revo. Revo beat X Factor in overtime 6-5. Next up was Red Storm versus CEP. CEP actually won that one 5-3. And then San Antonio, X Factor had another chance. They went up against Boom. They got their stuff together and they were managed to get that win 7-1. I'll keep you updated with more scores. Let's get back to this game.
Well, I'll tell you what, X Factor needed a big win in their second game since they lost their first one to Revo. So nice job by X Factor. Now that's going to give them a much better point spread, though they do go 1-1 on the day. So they're going to need to win out tomorrow to preserve their chances to get back into the Champions Division for World Cup. Now here on this breakout for this next point, and looks like 5 alive for Dynasty and 5 hardcore pocket play right now for Edmonton Impact.
That's a pocket play and a half right there.
Other than tripling up a bunker, that's as tight and as conservative of a breakout, heavy gun breakout for Edmonton Impact. But now that's going to trap Edmonton Impact again in those bunkers as Dynasty is out a little bit wider over here on the snake side of the field. But Edmonton Impact did an amazing job of winning 3 gunfights pretty much in a row to get that point victory there in the last one, score 2-0. Dynasty yet to score a point here with 13:02 on the clock.
You know, looking right there at Edmonton Impact, I mean, you don't have to worry about it to your left. I mean, you have your lane, that's all you got to worry about, and they're doubled up in 2 of the back bunkers, plus they have the little cake right there. And look at Dynasty, the same effect right there. It's really hard to get outside when somebody's just shooting their lanes and 6 pods. I mean, you can give it a shot, but...
Oh, it's Alex Fragey.
Taking one.
Catches one in that snake temple.
Not very happy about that, almost throwing a pod.
Yeah, Brandon Short trying to get up on that snake side of the field, comes into the wing. Oliver Lang bails out of doubling up with Yosh Rao and goes all the way over to the corner. He is able to make it out there alive. Yosh Rao still maintaining that lock on the snake side from that Dorito tower, but Justin Rabakov able to sneak underneath his gun. Oh, looks like Zach Yakimek may have caught a bouncer off the top of his head. Nope, that broke. He's walking off the field. 4 bodies left alive for Edmonton Impact as Zane Yakimek moves up to the Dorito 2. Joshua Met bounces out from doubling that tower into the cake, and he's going to support Zane over there. So, trying to make a move up the field. Blake Yarber crawls into that Dorito 3, but he gets chopped up on the move. So Edmonton Impact still able to maintain that body advantage. They lose one, but they get him right back. Oliver Lang, though, up on his feet. 3 bodies left alive for Dynasty. Lang in the Dorito 2, Rao in the first Dorito tower, and Brandon Short bumped up into that wing. He's trying to lock off the Dorito side of the field from that wing. In that spot, you can really only stop the guy from crossing from Dorito 1 to Dorito 2, and Zane Yakimek is already in Dorito 2. He's going to have some shots on him, but now Zane is going to be able to battle Brandon Short out of that spot. So Zane's just going to try and deal with Oliver heads up, but he's got a lot of help with him over there in Joshua Met behind him in the Dorito 1.
Yeah, and you're looking at Impact on your screen right now. A little bit of an advantage for them. 1 body advantage. You can see the Dorito lineup there for Dynasty. Better field position for them. A little bit closer to that 50-yard line. That's a little spot, though, and you can see Yosh Rao digging out to the back corner bunker to try to support Oliver Lang. Brandon Short, the 3rd body alive for San Diego Dynasty. It's 3-on-4 right now. And Dynasty, no one in the snake for them. Justin Rabakov knows that. Justin, you can kind of see by his body language that he wants to make a move over to this side. He's gunfighting this way. And really no one's gunfighting with him at all. No one on the snake side, because Brandon is dedicating his gun to try to keep the Dorito players for Edmonton Impact, 2 of them over there in D1 and D2, from advancing any further, and most importantly, protect Oliver Lang, who's up there right near the 50-yard line.
Well, here's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see the tournament progress and then people to sit there and shoot their lanes and we go to 3-0 games or whatnot. I mean, because right now nobody can move. But making these moves, the secondary moves, are definitely really, really hard, especially when they're in these spots.
Well, the Dynasty Art Chaos game was a 7-6 game, but it wasn't until last game when things started to slow down a little bit. But this has really been, even that game was 5-1. So we haven't seen this field layout play that slow, to be honest. There are a lot of moves out there. The center is definitely an option. And now we're seeing the D side stacked up for these 2 teams. But a lot of it comes down to just who shoots who, to be honest.
Right.
We have seen some very conservative breakouts the past couple points for these two teams. But, you know, Dynasty, they've already lost a game. So, by default, Dynasty, when in that situation, is going to go to a conservative playout and give their smart players.
Look at this move by Justin Rabakov. I'm sorry, Maddie.
Wow, yo, but you're
Did you
right.
see that?
I mean, yeah, but
That was gnarly.
It came out of nowhere. Justin Rabakov taking a gigantic bite, making a huge move all the way down the snake side to take out Brandon Short.
Wow.
Before he finally got picked up, which clears out this side completely.
Oh, but Zane Yakimek gets shot out of Dorito 2 at the same time. So it is now a 2-on-2. Oliver Lang in the 50 Dorito. Yosh Rao bumping back around to the Dorito tower. But Joshua Met and Rainey Stanzak are both alive on the Dorito side as well. Now Rainey and Yosh mirrored up. Joshua Met battling on the outside of Dorito 1. But Oliver Lang is posted up on Rainey Stanzak in the Dorito tower.
And Todd, how big is this point right now for San Diego Dynasty? 2-on-2. They're down by 2. 8 minutes and about 32 seconds left to go here. This is a huge one. And you couldn't ask for two better guys. Yosh Rao and Oliver Lang try to get it done, but they're looking at, you know, two solid veterans themselves and Joshua Met and Rainey Stanzik. So right now, is it going to be Rao and Lang to pull it off and pull within one? Or, as we see Rao start to spread the field. And then now, looks like Joshua Met backing up a little bit. Better field position for Dynasty, though. Lang in the 50 Dorito. But Todd, this is a huge one for Dynasty.
Yeah, if Dynasty can cut the lead to 1 point, it'll definitely keep them in this game. If Edmonton Impact goes up 3-0, that's going to be really tough for Dynasty to try and fight back. That's Oliver Lang on your screen right there in the 50 Dorito with the referees right on top of him. Here you see the field spread of Edmonton Impact. Rainey Stanzak on the bottom left. Joshua Met in the top left corner. Both protecting each other, trying to keep an eye on Yosh Rao, keep him from spreading the field out too wide.
Oh, he's going to make his way out to the snake for sure. He's just trying to get Rainey Stanzak to put himself in.
Well, and also because time is not Dynasty's friend right now. Again, only down 2, but you know, Impact's going to make him work for it. As now, talking about working for it, I mean, Yosh has come all the way over to the snake side from the D side, which is the smart play, and still constantly, though, every time he makes that move, he keeps his eyes downfield and always making sure that he's going to put himself in a position to be able to shoot in front of Oliver in case somebody tries to make a move to try to come and take him out of that oh-so-important 50-yard line D-side bunker.
Yeah, and if you're Impact right now, you make Dynasty come to you, but Oliver Lang gets shot down the wire by Joshua Met.
Wow.
But they've lost Yosh. They have no idea where Yosh is right now. He's at the 50-yard line. You can see him on your screen. And Yosh, you know, looking for pods. I think he does not have any paint left.
And we talked about that earlier, Maddie. I mean, get to the point in this game. Oh, now they picked him up.
Yeah, they picked him up. So he was hoping to get a shot, and then Rainey smartly
looks
comes
like he
down
shot
low.
him. Looks like he got Rainey right there.
I thought he might have got a shot
yeah.
on Rainey, but he wasn't able to get that shot. Yosh did everything he could in that situation. Oliver died out of his spot in a gunfight. So, yeah, unfortunately for Dynasty fans out there, Impact, you know, continuing their role here as they defeated 187 Crew in a very close match, 6-5, and now up 3-0 over San Diego Dynasty. So San Diego Dynasty is just getting beat at their own game right now in that pocket play, the very conservative breakouts from Edmonton Impact, but Edmonton Impact is just straight winning more gunfights. It's just pure and simple. So we're going to be right back here after a quick message. Stick around.
This is back to the old school roots where I came from back in the day.
I'm getting deja vu. It's 1996 all over again.
The fields are big, the fields are thick, so a lot of intangibles happen.
One of the funnest ways to play paintball.
It's like an X-ball match in the woods.
If you're not out here playing and you're not out here competing in the woods, you're missing out.
So it looked like for a second Yosh Rao was going to be able to pull it out as the two players for Impact had lost him over here snake side, but you know, he smartly stopped wanting to make sure he could still protect Oliver and see if anyone had made that move or picked him up. But Oliver died out of his bunker. So Dynasty goes down by 3 here, and it looks like, oh, Big Dave Baines' gun's coming off the break. So this could be the advantage. Oh no, with Kyle Spica having a rough time. Govit over here on the Snake side of the field in the 2 games they've played, getting shot off the break again. So he's going to take the slow walk back to the pits. And now Dynasty with 4, Impact with 4. And the referee is going to get over there and check out. That's Tyler Harmon. Yeah, so Tyler's clean. 4 players left alive for both teams. And here comes Oliver Lane getting into the Snake for Dynasty. Backed up by Ryan Greenspan. There's the 2 players on the D side right there for San Diego Dynasty. But 2 moves were made over here Snake side to give Dynasty better field position and get up the field. They have to score points. And they know that Edmonton Impact is going to bring their entrenching tools, dig a hole, and all they're going to be looking at is the edges of goggles and the tips of barrels, because Impact with this big lead and not a lot of time left, definitely dominant position for them right now. Not field position, but as far as that point spread is concerned, it's going to be really hard for Dynasty to score 3, and they haven't scored any yet in 15 full minutes of play here.
Another play go down Impact right now. Justin Rabikoff taking the walk on that far side of the field. Down to 3 players right now is Impact on Dynasty's 4. Oh, another one going down. Number 10 right there, Toddler. Zach Yakimic taking the walk.
And Oliver now pushing to the 50-yard line, putting a ton of pressure on the D side. Shooting at both spots that remain. Ooh, almost clipped him. Oh, got one right there. There's another kill for Oliver. And he smartly is going to cut to the center of the field, block out that last player. Still, though, not a lot of time left. They need to close this out. They got a lot of bodies. Just looking at Nick Laval, 4 bodies left alive for Dynasty. What a great point for San Diego Dynasty. And amazing work over here on the Snake side from Oliver Lang. Glenn Takamoto, Tyler Harmon also getting some kills.
I'm going to call this right now. I think this is a 35-second field. I think that you can score a point in 35 seconds, give or take. I think that's about the max you can do, though.
Well, it all comes down to how many, as we always say, how quick you can score points is completely contingent on how quick you can shoot bodies.
It's, I could run from one side to the other in about 5 minutes. So, but these guys, I'm telling you, 35 seconds is probably the quickest point I think we're going to see this weekend.
We're looking in the pits right now for Edmonton Impact. Well, we'll see. We'll see as it plays out. We got the afternoon bracket coming at you after a short lunch break. Omaha Vicious and Houston VCK will be throwing down for the first game in the afternoon. And then it's going to be Tampa Bay Damage, Moscow Red Legion, Houston Heat and VCK. So the 2 teams from Houston. And then Red Legion, Vicious, and Houston Heat and Damage to close out the day.
Another good bracket. I like that bracket as well.
Yeah.
I think these would be some real good games. You know, taking on VCK first, Damage Legion. Everybody, VCK, their first time up here.
Well, I'm just hoping that Vicious, the team you're coaching, is going to bring the game they brought to the first event where they took second. Because you guys got a slow start at that last event, came back, redeemed yourself, and won a relegation game. But at the same time, man, if Vicious gets a good quick start, then they could put themselves in a good position with the bracket that they have to be playing on Sunday in that semifinal again, just like the first event.
Yeah, I can't wait to get going here. I'm shaking up and down here.
I know, you're driving me crazy.
Like, let's go. Let's get this going. I'm ready to go down there.
Also, a lot of good stories. I mean, the core of Vicious has been playing very well. Parker Rosenthal, Zach Sherman having really good years. Matt Sossman is on fire, shooting lots of guys off the break. This is going to be a really good field for him. And then I can't wait to see how Alexander Borromeo and Nate Schrader play, and along with Shane Colby and Brian Border. Brian Border played great at the last event. So here we go on the breakout. Dynasty and Impact. 2 points separate these teams with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
Right there, getting the Snake. Oliver Lang getting down the Snake quickly for Dynasty. 5-on-5 game right now, in favor right now of Impact. 3-1. Still 4 minutes left, guys. And Oliver Lang, look at that, going to the 50. Now, they're going to be in some trouble there, Todd.
Oh. Looked like he had the drop on Justin Rabikoff.
Well, no one's shooting at him. There's not one gun shooting at Oliver right now. So Oliver needs to get his gun back up before they figure it out. And yeah, he gets one.
He did get one.
And I think he got another. We're going to see, though. Oh, yeah, I think that was finally the hit there in the pack.
Looked like on the foot, too.
Yeah, Oliver is just putting so much pressure on those players there in the center, making them completely shift their bodies over and tuck in tight and put their guns down, not able to put any pressure back towards him. So Oliver looking, he's got to be careful over here though. The fate of Dynasty rides on Oliver here in the snake. No one else is really in field position.
Yeah, and Dynasty also lost Harmon over there off the Dorito side. Alex Frazier going to come up with Oliver and get into the other part of the snake and then crawl into the 50. Dynasty just stacking snake bodies up over here. They can put the pressure on Impact right now. Justin Rabikoff and Zach Yakimek.
Time ticking off though, 3 minutes left. Also just heard in a little call from the pitch, just came to us in my headphones. It looks like Ryan Greenspan has injured his knee and is going to be out for the rest of this match.
No, well, I got a knee brace for him. He wants to use it.
Oh, you need it. You better hold on to that.
Thanks, Todd. Appreciate you. Hey, but the dynamic duo right here in the snake, you have Alex Frazier and Oliver Lang trying to put pressure on Edmonton Impact, trying to make this happen with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left.
I'll tell you what, man, Impact is doing a good job of staying alive with Oliver all the way in the 50-yard line and just tucking them in their bunkers as much as possible. So let's see, though. They need to get a kill. Somebody, either Oliver or Alex there. Alex, look at this, all the way. He's going to try to get up and trade out with Zach Yakimek. I think Zach Yakimek made it out alive. That was a huge move by Zach. Able to make it out wide and takes out Alex Frazier. And here's going to be a major penalty on Brandon Short, which is probably going to seal the deal here. I don't know, 2 minutes though. If Dynasty gets this point win, and Oliver's still alive.
Yeah.
Where'd who go?
But Oliver did not know that Zach had filled out wide. So he tears Oliver to bits. And that's 2 kills over on the snake side. So the consummate consistent player that is Zach Yakimek is able to save the day for Edmonton Impact, stop the attack of Alex Frazier and Oliver Lang, and pretty much assure Edmonton Impact's going to take this victory, which is going to send a Dynasty down to 0-2. So Dynasty has lost their last 4 games. Well, not yet. Still 1 minute and 45 seconds left, but with a 3-point lead and a major penalty on Brandon Short, that's pretty much curtains for San Diego Dynasty here, which means they've lost their last 4 prelim games in a row. So hit a little bit of a slump here, a little bit of a rut for San Diego Dynasty.
Yeah, man. I mean, when Alex made that move into Impact Snake, you know, there's a couple bodies that could have shot Zach Yakimek on his bump out to the corner, but nobody picked him up, and he ended up shooting Alex on the run. Oliver comes across over here. I think he thought he shot Wamette as Wamette made his bump across over into that Dorito 1. But
yeah, but he still went to sleep on Zach.
Yeah, Wamette and Zach were still alive, able to shoot Oliver as Brandon got Yosh pulled on that major penalty. So with 1:45 left to go, Impact is going to be up 4-1, and Dynasty will be playing with only 4 bodies
for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and down Ryan Greenspan, so that's also a huge hit. Hopefully, I didn't see it. I just heard it in my headphones, but hopefully for Dynasty, hopefully Ryan will be able to play tomorrow because, I mean, God, you know, Ryan, on any given day, he's the best guy, and then even on his days where he's not playing as well as he can, he's still
pretty darn good.
Better than pretty much everybody else out there, other than maybe 1 or 2 other guys. So it's, you know, they need Ryan out there. I mean, obviously, Dynasty's super deep, so they could go on and win the tournament without him, but it does not help them, that's for sure. And with the fact that they are most likely going to lose this game, barring the craziest comeback we've seen in a little bit of time.
You don't play with Infamous, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. So what I'm saying is that now that they've lost 2 games here, most likely today, is that if Dynasty doesn't go and win out tomorrow, they could potentially be playing in their first relegation game, and if they lose that game, then that would be an insane turn of events to have Dynasty, the team that won the second event and the series title, not playing in the World Cup. But again, your fate is in your hands out here. And if you come out, you know, I mean, but it's tough. I mean, you know, today they had to play 2 really tough matchups, and you know, lost to Art Chaos, and looks like they're going to lose 1 here to Impact. So let's check in with Lauren Kelly down on the sidelines.
I am down in Dynasty's pit with Blake Yarber. Now, this has been a tough match for you guys and a tough day overall. You're down 3 points with 1:45 on the clock. You're down a body. What is the best strategy that Rusty's telling you guys out there to make sure that you can get a point, especially when they have the advantage?
I mean, we got to get wide. We got to attack. I mean, we only have 2 minutes to get 3 points. We just got to go play.
All right, we'll see if they can do that. It is 4-1 right now. Impact is up. Back to you guys.
Yeah, you can tell frustrated Blake Yarber there. Been getting shut down over on the D side, and the team as a whole getting shut down right now by Impact. Though, you know, it's interesting that Dynasty has been creating some opportunities for themselves by getting out a little bit wider than Impact, but then just losing too many gunfights. That has been the story.
Like 1, 2, 3. I mean, when they lose one gunfight, they lose all 3. It's really quick. Unfortunately, I mean, I always hate when I walk at the field and I have 3 guys walking next to me real quick after that. I mean, I'm not saying 1 for 1 or 2 for 1,
Yeah.
which I'm used to.
No, but if you take one, you lose a gunfight, and you get up out of your bunker and look over and see a couple other guys walking off, it's always kind of like, oh no.
Yeah, I agree.
So, how's it going to play out? About to find out here. 2014 PSP West Coast Open. I'm Matty Marshall with Chris Lasoya and Todd Martinez. Still have the afternoon bracket in the Champions Division to play itself out. But right now, can Dynasty down a body here off that Brandon Short penalty, try to get some kills and even it up? They get one. So that's one down to even up the body count. Ooh, they get another. Oh, they lose Kyle Spica, who's having a rough go of it over here on the Snake side. And they lose Tyler Harmon as well, too. So not looking good right now for San Diego Dynasty. And
Oliver Lang.
Yeah, Oliver Lang getting peeled off as well. So just Glenn Takamoto, and that is going to do it.
I don't know, man. Whenever I say Glenn Takamoto's name, I don't really count anything out.
Yeah, Glenn did have a hell of a point earlier on,
Yeah.
but unfortunately he gets taken out trying to push aggressively into the 50-yard line. Nothing he could do but push forward regardless of the body count because they needed a lot of points here, but a little bit too much Impact for Dynasty today. Impact continuing to play very solid, not making mistakes, master gunfighters, and nothing crazy. You know, they didn't have any crazy game plans. They didn't do anything insane up the center. They just outplayed Dynasty in their bunkers.
I mean, 5-1. I mean, that's pretty much the point spread's going to come into play, though, like you said, Maddie and Todd earlier. And Todd, the master of numbers over here. I mean, it's...
Yeah, I mean, Dynasty, Impact shot good lanes on the break, and they did a better job of cutting down zones, you know, which Dynasty is always really good at, too. You know, Impact just did a little bit better job of it today. You know, we saw Dynasty all the way up on Impact's side of the field, or on, you know, up in the 50s and just putting the pressure on them, and Impact just able to suck in and keep their bodies alive and then, you know, win gun battles late. It's just, you know, when you have two very, very tough teams, very smart teams, you know, the amount of mistakes that people make, very low. And
well, you know, bend don't break, right?
Yeah.
And even when Impact was kind of put on their heels a little bit by Dynasty getting out a little bit wider a couple points, Impact, like I was saying before, the story really is they just were better gunfighters today than Dynasty, which is really saying something because, you know, we're talking about the most successful team ever in San Diego Dynasty. But this year, other than Dynasty winning that second event, you know, Infamous won the first one and got relegated at MAO. Dynasty first event, first the second event, fifth, third event. And then now, but the story, like we were talking about a little bit before in this matchup, is they've now lost 4 prelim matches in a row, dating back to the Chicago Open. So I'm envisioning a 2 or 3 hour long Rusty Glaze coach of the Dynasty meeting tonight where they break everything down and try to figure this field out and isolate where they're having issues to fix the problem, because, you know, not only are their hopes at this tournament on the line, but like we always talk about, because it's true, their hopes at World Cup also too, because if they stumble and go and lose even one more tomorrow, that'll put them 3-1 even if they win another one of them, and then that will put them most likely in a relegation match where they have never played yet.
yeah, they're playing Ironman and Crew tomorrow. You know, Crew lost 2 today, and Ironman went 1-1, but had a really close game against Art Chaos. As Tyler Harmon getting shot on the break, 3 bodies left alive as Dynasty is still serving that major penalty. 5 straight alive for Edmonton Impact, as just Alex, Yosh, and Blake over there. Blake bumping out to the Dorito 1, trying to just burn this last 10 seconds off. Getting 1 kill off that Dorito side. Yosh Rao getting shot, Blake Yarber getting shot. So just Alex Fragi left here, 2 seconds left to go.
Yeah, and that's going to do it. So the final score will be 5-1 in favor of Edmonton Impact. And that is going to put Dynasty in the exact same situation that 187 Crew finds themselves in, because they lost the Ironman 5-1 and they lost their game before that by 1. So right now, both 187 Crew and the Ironman, and Dynasty are both 0-2 with a -5 point differential.
Yeah, that's losing by 4 points right now is not helping Dynasty's situation at all.
No, if they had kept this a little bit closer, Chris.
Yes, sir. I mean, because everything's 6-5, 6-5, 6-5 in the beginning of the day, and now you're going down by 4 points. I mean, it's all a numbers game at the end of the day. So.
Yeah, it's definitely a numbers game, and that's what's again, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every story's a little bit different as the 3-day tournament progresses. On Friday, you're figuring out who showed up, who looks good, who doesn't, and then also how did they do that day, and then you start looking at it from wins and losses and then point differential, because that's how we decide who the top 4 teams are going to be playing in the semifinals are, and then also who the bottom 4 teams are going to be playing in those dreaded relegation games. So yeah, right now both both 187 and Dynasty not looking good. They're both 0-2, both -5 on the point differential. The Ironmen are 1-1 with a +3, and Art Chaos is 2-0 with a +2. So that's how things are kind of shaking out in the bracket of death. I mean, it's just it's a tough one.
But you can't ask for better weather. I mean, everything is picture perfect out here.
Yeah, we definitely got graced with finally got graced with some good weather, as the weather gods have been torturing us all year long. But yeah, so man, we got great matchups plural coming at you here this afternoon. First game coming at you is going to be Houston VCK, and they're going to be taking on Omaha Vicious. So let's check in with Lauren Kelly before we sign off for a short lunch break.
Hey guys, I am down here with Zach Yekimek of Impact. Congratulations, you guys went undefeated for the day, only the second team to do it so far. Talk to me about this field and what about it works well with you guys and your style. The last field in Chicago where you won was much different. So how does this field also play to your strength?
I like to compare this field to MAO. I think it's quite similar. It's different in some ways too, but it's about the same pace. Really, it's slow playing it. I mean, if I get a guy in, I'm not going to take too much. Like, I'm not going to try and rap too hard to try to shoot another guy. It's a patience game. It's a waiting game, and people get antsy and they want to start making moves, and that's not how you win the game, you know?
The first few matches we saw were faster points, and the board was getting up to those 6-5 matches. Do you think it's smarter to play a slower game and just be patient and wait for them to come to you?
When we come to finals, you'll see it's going to slow right down. Like, there was an 8-minute point here, I think, not too long ago. You'll see a lot more points like that. I think earlier on, everyone thinks they can make the move, and then when you realize that those moves aren't there as much as you think they are, then you got to really tighten up. So you'll see that the feel, the pace will really change as the tournament goes on.
You said this field was similar to the one at MAO, and I've heard that a few times. What is different about it, though?
I think there's some wider lanes. Well, actually, no, the lanes aren't quite as wide, which means you can make the bumps a little bit easier. I know MAO had some huge wide lanes that nobody could get through. This field, though, there's a ton of bounce shots. I don't know how well they've been working. I know we've been getting shot by them a few times, but in MAO there wasn't too many. So, I don't know. All in all, it's a good field. I like it.
What do you think is going to differentiate between the teams who do well on this field layout and those who kind of struggle like Dynasty did today?
A big thing is going to be staying alive off the break. So that means you have to be able to play short. You also get lots of guns up, and you can shoot people off the break. But it's going to be those 5 core guys staying alive, talking, communicating with each other really well, and just shooting the guns, shooting lots of paint.
All right, well, you guys were successful today, won both of your matches. Again, Impact and Art Chaos went undefeated. We'll be back after lunch to bring you some more.